crisp on the edges and chewy in the middle. These oatmeal cookies are an absolute delight to eat. Hello everyone, I'm Dantandil from COCO-NAHD. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making these super healthy oatmeal coconut cookies. So let's get started. These cookies take no more than 20 minutes to prep. So first, preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Taking our first ingredient, that is the coconut, I have peeled and washed it, which I will be grating with the hand grater. You can easily very well take a ready-made shredded coconut or even use a grinder to grind it. Although you may get a little paste-like texture in the grinder, I would prefer to use a hand grater, which gives a nice crunch in the cookies. In addition, it also gives a little sweetness to the cookies, for which you may reduce the amount of sugar as well. Now here, I'm taking a 1/4 cup measure to take 3/4 cup of shredded coconut into our bowl. Which would weigh up to 90 grams. Next, we will take the cocoa butter, which gives a beautiful creamy texture to the cookies. Here, we need a 1/4 cup of cocoa butter. Although the weighing scale may show 38 grams, but the ideal weight for melted coconut butter would be 55 grams, just like I have shown here. Therefore, it's ideal to use a weighing scale for certain ingredients. But of course, you can surely replace the cocoa butter with coconut oil or olive oil, although I prefer the cocoa butter as it gives a great creaminess to the cookies. To this, we'll be adding powdered brown sugar, which would be 1/4 cup or about 50 grams. You can very well take cane sugar or jaggery powder. Now taking our butter and sugar mixture, we will heat it over a very low flame, gently making sure we do not want to burn the butter, but we simply want to melt it along with the sugar. Ensuring to scrape the sides and the bottom of the pan all the way. Now here comes the part where everything goes into one bowl. So taking our butter and sugar mixture, which is not too hot, just a little warm, into the bowl. To this we'll be adding 1 tablespoon of tapioca syrup, or you can even add maple syrup or even date syrup. Now placing our sieve onto the same bowl, we will take 1/2 cup of oat flour. I'm using a 1/4 cup measure, which will go in twice. To this, we'll be adding 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, and a pinch of salt. Sieve it all through, removing all the lumps. To this, we'll be adding the shredded coconut, which was measured of 3/4 cup, that is 90 grams. To this, we'll be adding the rolled oats, which is 3/4 cup. You need not be precise in your measurement over here. You can easily use the measuring cups. I would like to mention the method of making these tasty cookies is different from what you would usually do for a regular cookie, that is either whisking or creaming. Here, we simply need to melt the butter, or even easier if you're using the coconut oil. Now coming back to the recipe, gather all the ingredients with the help of the spatula into a uniform dough. At this point, you can even add your raisins or nuts if you like. This is exactly the consistency that we're looking for. Now taking our baking tray lined with the parchment paper, we will scoop out a handful of the dough and forming it into a cookie, we will press it into the dry rolled oats to coat it evenly. This would help the cookie from sticking to the parchment paper and also to absorb the moisture that may be there on the surface of the dough, in addition to help crisp up the outside of the cookie. Repeat this with all the cookie dough and make sure they are evenly sized and press them ever so lightly on the top to make sure they are pressed down on the baking tray. This will go into the preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 18 to 20 minutes. You will get 12 cookies of approximately 30 grams each. Our cookies are out of the oven and it is this light golden color that has turned out to be perfect. Allow the cookies to cool on the pan for about 2 to 3 minutes and remove them on the wire rack to cool completely. Once they have cooled down completely, you can store them in an airtight container over a period of 15 to 20 days. A quick tip here: if you like the idea of always having a cookie ready to be baked, you can freeze the dough into balls on a parchment-lined sheet. And once they are frozen, you can put them in a Ziploc bag and keep them in the freezer for up to a month. These are the perfect, delicious oatmeal coconut cookies, which are perfectly chewy in the center and crisp on the outside. While I love these oatmeal cookies just the way they are, there are plenty of opportunities to customize them the way you like. Maybe to go with something like I'm showing here, topping it up with sugar-free chocolate and with some shredded white coconut, which look like snowflakes. And of course, the dried red cranberries would look like beautiful jewels on each cookie. A perfect holiday gifting as well, don't you think? These would be an absolute delightful gift for any occasion. So if you enjoyed the recipe, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.